It said the Lord is known by the judgments that he executes. Do you not know that God is real out here? We were brought here as slaves. On slave ships because we broke God's commandments. Look at the sign. That's the transatlantic slave trade that films the Sahara slave trade.
Right.
That happened. We gotta understand that when we do wrong against God, he gonna execute a judgment, and it is real. Did he not do it? Did he do this? He did that, right? God said he did that because we broke his commandments.
12 tribes worldwide, don't act like you ain't heard about it. I'm a young kind of fly, Babylon traumatized, hit the block, prophesy, hit me when you down the ride. Tell me now how you figure. You rob me for everything and then break me down to a red clay, be the dirt in them shackles.
Your hat blew over here. The brothers brought you over here. You came over here. Y'all thought y'all made that decision yourself. He know he ain't make that decision himself. He tried to walk off the Lord, blew his head over here. Made you stand right here, money time. Read it.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 20 and verse 24.
Bring it up.
Man's goings are of the Lord.
He said what?
Man's goings are of the Lord.
He said man's goings are of the Lord. Read.
How can a man then understand his own way?
How can you understand what was going to happen to you? You didn't. The Lord brought you right here. He said, stop right here. Stop right here. So now, what we got to do is show our people and teach our people who we are according to the Bible. So now, since you've been standing here, right, for a while, have you understand that we went over how our people were brought over here as slaves, right? That was a bad thing that happened to our people. Don't go nowhere, people. Don't go nowhere. Hold up. Now, look, you cross the street. Cross the street ain't going nowhere. So you can stand right here. So listen,
My wife wants to watch.
bring your wife over here. She need to be over here. You the husband, tell her where to go.
Right.
Yeah, do that.
Right.
You need to have you the husband, tell her that that's your wife. You tell her come over here and stand where you at.
Bring it up.
There you go. Hey, that's how you do that.
Right.
Now, if man's going the way of the Lord, this you got to understand. We were brought here as slaves, on slave ships because we broke God's commandments.
Right.
God said the Israelites were going to go through that thing because they broke his commandments. Do you not know that God is real out here? You saw how hat just blew off over here? Right. Watch it. Psalm 9 and 16.
It did do it. And I've been out here 5 times already.
Psalm 9 and 16. Listen to this. Read what you got.
The book of Psalms, chapter 9, verse 16. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executed.
It said the Lord is known by the judgments that he executes. So what's the judgment that God executed on his people? We read about it. Deuteronomy 28:64 first. Deuteronomy 28:64. The Lord is known by the judgments that he executes. So we got to understand that when we do wrong against God, he going to execute a judgment, and it is real. Listen.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods.
That's a judgment. God said, if you break these commandments, I'm going to scatter you from one end of the earth even to the other. Look at the sign. That's the transatlantic slave trade that films the Sahara slave trade.
Right.
That happened. And he said, and there, when you get to these other lands, you're going to serve other gods. What God did we have to serve when we got here to America? What did they give black people? The same white man that put us in captivity, what God did they give us to serve?
Bring it up. Bring it up.
Look at this. It ain't give us Jesus, they gave us Caesar Borgia as Jesus.
Right.
The white man as the image. This ain't nowhere in the Bible though.
Right.
So, did we serve another God or did we serve what we were serving? We served another God when we came over here. That's a judgment that God executed. Did he not do it? Did he do it? He did that, right? God said he did that because we broke his commandments. Now, Deuteronomy 28:68.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Egypt is synonymous, is the same thing as bondage. We're going to read it in Exodus 20 so you understand. Read.
Bondage.
So listen, so they can get to understand. How you doing, my brother? Listen.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
201 Popular is what? A house of bondage. The penal farm is a house of bondage. Penitentiary, a house of bondage. America today is a house of bondage to God's people. That's because we were brought here as slaves, and have we ever been returned to where we came from?
Yep.
They're still our prison.
Right.
We still here. Baruch 3 and 10. So we got to understand God's judgments and why they come upon us. Why is God? Look at what we look at. Look across the park. Look over here. What's the condition of our people over there? Why are these people out here giving food out right now? Because our people are what? Hungry, homeless, on drugs, starving over here, so people are trying to do good and come out here and give them food, right? But the thing our people need more than the food is a change of their mind. They got to understand why they in the condition, why they in that low estate now, because God put them there as a judgment for breaking his commandments. Read.
The book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 10. Read. How happeneth it, Israel, that thou art in thy enemy's land?
God said, how did it happen to you that now you in your enemy's land? Where we at today? Our enemy's land. Right. This is not the land that we were at when we were having a prosperous life. We got here, captured, brought here as slaves, and then 400 plus years later, we still here. Read it again.
How happeneth, Israel, that thou art in thy enemy's land, that thou art waxed old in a strange country?
Now, brother, come here. Check this out. Come back around here. So now, when you were young, you had your strength, right? Now you starting to get older, right? You still got the same strength you had when you was young? What about you? Do you still got the same strength that you had when you was young? Do you got the same strength that you had? Nah, bro, keep it 100. How old are you now? 58. So when you was 24, you was much stronger and spry and faster and quicker and more agile, right? So you would say that too, right? When you were younger, you had more of your strength. God said, how here did you get what?
How happeneth in Israel, that thou art in thy enemy's land, that thou art waxed old in a strange country?
When it says old, it means we become weak over here. And what made us weak? It's the sin that we're in, the breaking of God's commandments that has made us weak. I'm going to show you something right now. What's today? You say you know the Bible. You've been professing that you know the Bible.
What's today?
What today is, according to the Bible?
According to the Bible?
According to the Bible. That's what we're reading, right?
I ain't gonna
What's the significance of today? Sister, do you know? If you don't know, that's fine. What about you, brother? Okay, Saturday is the day of the week, right? What day is Saturday on the calendar? So, what's the first day of the week? Sunday. Huh? What'd you say? Sunday is the first day of the week, right? Because every calendar got S. Sunday, and then the end with what?
Is the first day of the week.
All right, so there's 7 days in the week, right? So what's the 7th day? Sunday is the first. All right, Saturday, right? You can understand that. Now give me Exodus 20 and 8.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Now, sister, brother, God said to remember the Sabbath. Come on over here, brother. The Sabbath day. He said, remember the Sabbath. We're going over the Sabbath day, right? A commandment of God. And we're going over this because God says he judges us when we break his commandments. And we went over to some judgments as in the transatlantic slave trade, the sub-Saharan slave trade. Those are judgments from God for his people breaking his commandments. So listen to this. We're going to read the commandment, right?
Exodus chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day.
What day?
The seventh day.
What day?
The seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work.
So with stores and the shops open, are those people working inside there?
Yeah, but they're not keeping the Sabbath.
Brother, I'm asking a question. I ain't asking that. I'm asking a question, right? People are working then, right? God said in the seventh day, there should be no work because that's the Sabbath, right?
But in the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it.
So God blessed this day, the seventh day, and hallowed it. Meaning he set it apart and made it special among all other days.
Right.
That's a commandment he said to remember. Now, God's judgments come upon his people. Why? Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 45. Let me show you what God said he was going to do to his people when they break his commandment. That's just one commandment that God gave. That's out of the 10 commandments. The big 10, right? That's the 4th commandment out of the 10. Everybody can count to 7, right? Right, Steve. Read what you got.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee.
God said, what will come upon the people?
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
Why?
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments.
So the commandment of the Sabbath day. God, we break the Sabbath day. People break the Sabbath day all day long now.
Right.
And when is the churches going to be open?
Sunday.
And what Sunday on the calendar? What day? Is what Sunday is the what day?
The last day.
Sunday is the what day of the week?
The last
Your
day.
first day of the week, right?
The first day.
It's the first day of the week. So everybody can count to 7, but all the churches is open tomorrow on the first day. When God said, remember the 7th day.
Right.
Did he not? We read it in the Bible. That's a commandment. So now, when our people go through all the trials and tribulations we go through, and then we pray to God, is God hearing us? Think about this. You got children. These are your children, right?
Now he don't really.
Sister, them your children. So your children, you get your children, you give them chores or rules and regulations and say, do this and do that. If they break your rules and then ask you for any kind of benefits and say, Mama, can I get this, can I get that? You're going to say, no, you can't get nothing from me. Why? Because you didn't do what I told you to do. How does God feel then? When we try to pray to him. Give me that, John.
The book of John, chapter 9, verse 31.
Hey, listen to this, brother. Listen to this. Listen to this, sis.
Now we know that God heareth not sinners.
You hear what the Bible said? It said, God heareth not sinners. So what is breaking the Sabbath day considered? If they sin. Let's read 1 John 3 and 4. 1 John 3 and 4 so y'all can understand what sin is. Because y'all will go to church tomorrow and the pastor will be like, the world full of sin, y'all need to stop sinning, but he won't ever explain to you what it is.
Right.
But he have you in sin actually being in that building that day.
Right.
Watch this.
The book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin, transgresseth also the law.
Bro, what the Bible just say? I'm going to read it again for you, brother. Read.
Whosoever committeth sin,
Those that commit sin, whosoever committed sin, what do?
transgresseth also the law.
They transgress the law, meaning to break the law of God. Read.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
Sin is the transgression of the law. So what happens when people break the Sabbath day? They disregard God. Yeah, you in sin then.
Right.
That's just one of the commandments, bro.
Right.
And now we try to pray to God and ask him for blessings. Is he trying to hear you? No, because he hears not sinners.
Right.
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried. From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.